Women, what surprised you the most the first time you saw or played with a penis? I thought balls had two different sacs. Saw a grower, not a shower, and was super impressed by the size when erect compared to flaccid. It had ribs. I was confused as hell. It really felt like there were bones in there. Only later did I realize that it was the condoms we used that had those structures on it. Took a while for me to get used to the fact that dicks usually don't have ribs. The penis wasn't all one uniform color. Was veiny, and don't even get me started on when I saw the balls. I remember thinking, why are they just hanging like that? Not the penis. But testicles are alive. Like two separate living entities in a soft skin bag. I could not believe how much they move around, and if you give them a little poke, they move even more. And then if it's cold, the skin underneath gets all thick and clumpy. They are extremely fun. I thought it would be slimy for some reason, so I was pleasantly surprised. I was very young. How goofy it looks when flaccid. Like it's just this weird stretchy knob hanging out between your legs. How can that not feel weird when you walk? How do you walk and not squish everything between your thighs with every step? Still blows my mind a little when I stop to think about it. That it sort of floated in a bath. I didn't expect that. So I had never seen even so much as a picture of a penis. I had only seen babies naked, like while changing diapers, not in a weird way. It's just true. So I was absolutely shook by the size of the thing. It was like 5x bigger than I expected, and I was freaked out. It reminded me of a dangling third leg. I was only like 16. And I'm mid-20s now. In hindsight, he may have had a massive dick. But at the time I just had no clue. I was surprised by the size difference between soft and hard. The way the skin is slack and slides up and down the shaft, and this is what you're supposed to do when giving a handy shandy. I always thought that you were supposed to run your hand over the skin, and the friction between the penis and your hand was what pleasured the guy. I now imagine that would be quite painful. Definitely more on the silly side. But when I was 15 and took a trip to Nick, we went to a couple of museums. From internet usage and health class, I knew what penises looked like in a drawn aspect. But suddenly seeing these nude marble statues with the 3D genitalia, I was a little taken aback. I remember leaning over to my mom and whisper asking her if that's what they really looked like. Pretty sure she laughed at me. How completely floppy and structureless it is when soft. I always want to flop it around like those gel sparkle stress toy tubes from the 90s. They're so flippy floppy when they're flaccid. I actually think I like them better that way. Less overbearing. But I admit they're not as useful. My girlfriend thought penis had to be hard to go pee. What struck me the most was that it's just there. Dangling away. All day. Every day. Just hanging out with its bald buddies. Like, how do you not sit on it? Is it not constantly annoying? Is the satisfaction of unsticking it from your thighs worth the discomfort of it sticking in the first place? It can jump on its own. The fact that I actually liked the way it looked, and still find them aesthetically pleasing. I hear a lot of people talk about how ugly genitals are. And when you're a teenager and first start exploring sex, there were so many of my friends that said penises are ugly. I just kind of believed them. Lived in a very Catholic household, so I didn't watch porn. But when I first saw and touched one, I was just startled by how much I liked the way it looked. I used to think that penises were shaped like a snowman. The phrase "hit and the balls" led me to believe that. I was a little surprised to see that wasn't the case. The texture of the skin. Soft and warm. But also how it had a curve in it. I thought a penis was meant to be completely straight. Your first grower, not a shower, is always mind-boggling. Helicopter dick. That shit was wild the first time I saw it. How they can start squishier than a marshmallow and end up harder than a fucking rock. People aren't playing around when they say rock hard. How they can move it up and down on command. Mayo. I'm still amazed how you can twist and twirl almost as much as you like it when it's flaccid without it being painful. Like, how on earth it doesn't hurt when you tie it to knot. Edit. Not a little knot. Of course. But like swirl it around his own finger and that kind of stuff. I didn't know they could get hard to the point of being painful. Edit. Opinions on whether or not this happened seem to be divided. I don't have a penis so I wouldn't know. But I guess I didn't mean painful as in a stabbing or insufferable pain, but more like a sore muscle or aching of sort. I know it sometimes happens to my boyfriend where he'll be really hard and would tell me it's kind of uncomfortable, painful, and no. He never tells me so I would get him off. He says it matter-of-factly. Balls are hilarious. Edit. I've been on Reddit for 3 years and this is now my most popular comment XD. Balls hang at different levels. I'm still not over that. My first boyfriend was big. Bigger than I've ever seen outside of porn. I'm pretty small and he tried not to hurt me but didn't really know how. Next guy was really small and kind of a jerk about it. Then I found my husband and his Goldilocks dick and lived happily ever after. How it looked so unappealing soft, but was instantly sexy when hard. Not my proudest moment. But the first time I saw my first BF ejaculate I giggled and said, "Volcano," and was way too happy. Ex-boyfriend was confused. My ex-girlfriend was shocked to find out that I was able to move it without using my hands. She made me do it for a solid minute the first time because she found it so amusing. The way they twitch at night, honestly it twitches with his heartbeat. I find it to be the most interesting thing about a penis. It was just odd the first night to realize that it was a penis tapping my back, not his hand. He lucid dreams and his hands shake or jerk. I also find it funny he had no idea it did that, and most guys I talk to have no idea their penis does that at night. What surprised me most is that a man can be horny without being hard. Or can be hard without being horny. Most of the time it's in sync. But sometimes the state of the cock does not represent the state of the owner. Edit. Thanks for the awards, upvotes and all your comments. I'll try to upvote it and read them all. Never thought this would blow up this much. It's just something my husband taught me after having the common misperception for almost 10 years. I'm so happy he did. But it still blows my mind. It's bizarre to me that dudes pee and come out of the same hole. Get on my level. One hole for each function. How much it reminded me of a vagina but sticking out and not naturally wet. The taste. Not of cum. But the actual penis. I don't know what I was expecting, but I didn't expect it to be so normal. IDK. I'm so afraid I'm gonna break it. Lol. I've only been intimate with my current partner and we're long distance. So I haven't had a ton of experience. But I always feel like I'm gonna break it. It seems so fragile. Still have some negative stuff in my brain about sex from a conservative upbringing. So I get nervous and awkward sometimes. Lol. Also whiskey dick. Didn't know that was a thing and it's a huge bummer. Lol. When I see him. He's on vacation and wants to relax and drink a bit. But just a bit, and he's out of commission for the evening and I get like an average of a week a year with him, so it sucks. Haha. How hard it is when erect. It's legit hard. That's impressive. With how much blood gets in there. I'm surprised it doesn't make you guys dizzy. How much it grows. Like the size difference between soft and hard. That's insane. The skin around it moves. I was completely baffled when I felt it the first time. It's so well made. I thought you guys had to stroke the skin to masturbate. Now it makes a lot more sense. How soft a soft penis is. Like you can twist that shit 360 degrees. What the hell, mayo? It's so funny. But also kinda gross looking. No offense guys, but a soft dick is not sexy. Edit. Spelling. How not smooth it was. IDK how to describe it. It wasn't clammy like hands get. But I thought I'd be able to rub my hand up and down similar to how I do with my forearm, not much resistance. But nope. Had to put some spit on that thing in order to move fluidly. Nothing. Really. I'd seen plenty of penises in porn. So I knew basically what it was going to look like. No major surprises the first time. I was, however, surprised to find out a long while into my second sexual relationship, long after we had been having sex, that my boyfriend was uncircumcised. I had this impression from pop culture that foreskin was this massive, chunky, unsightly thing. Like a growth. In actuality, That guy's uncircumcised penis was so minorly different from my first boyfriend's circumcised penis that I just thought it was normal penis skin variation. Never ever occurred to me that what I was seeing was foreskin. I continue to be astonished that is what people and media make such a big deal about. Where does he think he's putting that? I guess I thought dicks were like the size of tampons when I was a teen. The first time I saw talked a penis was the 5th of December, 2017. It was my BFS day. We had only been dating since April at that point. He pulled his pants down and it was already hard. I was nervous. I touched it and recoiled. Oh god, it's real. I squealed. I was surprised that it was warm. The dude can flex the head of his penis when it's hard and I literally watched it just like expand. And I freaked out. It looks like a pupil dilating but a penis. When he made it move all by itself, it blew my mind. Not me, but my very Catholic grandmother. Before they got together, she was a nun and my grandfather was a priest. The first time they had sex, after he was done and pulled out, she saw his flaccid penis and immediately thought she had broken it. That even when it is hard, the skin has this really satin-like smoothness that isn't anywhere else. Smooth as a baby bum. That the hair can actually grow on base of the penis itself and not solely around it. The difference between foreskin from man till man. Some has foreskin that covers the head almost even if it is fully erect, and some has foreskin that barely covers even if not erect. The slit. That the ballsack contracts during sex and get firmer somehow. That sometimes you can see the testicles move in the sack and it is clearly not related to movement of the sack. The ribbed skin under the balls. Pretty sure I have more.